Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Our guest today is one of the country's top lighting consultants, showing his clients how to save hundreds of thousands of dollars every year through energy-saving devices and technologies. The big brand names like United Fuel, Hungry Jacks, and Bunnings Warehouses rely on his technologies in their operations. Today, he's going to share with you new ideas to increase your profit margins and significantly reduce your cost of goods sold. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to the Win Sales Now podcast, our good friend, Damon McEwen. Welcome.
Damon.
Thank you very much.
My gosh, you're saving them hundreds of thousands of dollars. But before we get into that, COVID-19 has hit Australia. People are in panic mode. People don't know what to do. But you're a high performer, and I'd like to know, how do you remain focused during turbulent times like this? What does your day look like?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been crazy lately. So it's just really, we're doing it as a team in our office. We're all sort of remaining positive. Everyone's sort of cheering each other up every morning. We're doing some, just general mental and physical health activities, just a bit of stretching, a bit of breathing exercises in the office, which we just started doing today. And it's been great to sort of see the team bonding together and really starting to push out a bit of a positive attitude out into the market that right now is really needed, because everyone's sort of all doom and gloom and not really sure what's going on or where we're going with it. So it's been good to just sort of support our clients and just sort of giving them all a call to check how they are and making sure everyone's sort of keeping a positive mindset about it.
And what are some of the challenges that you're seeing people going through over in Perth at the moment? Because Perth's a long way from the rest of the world. Even in Australia, it's a long way from the rest of the world.
Yeah, it's quite isolated. But one of the big problems is stock. Companies not having enough product to actually supply a project. And it's coming up time and time again. We're seeing it, which is where we're happy to support our clients, because we do keep a 6-month stock of our own product in our warehouses in Forestdale. So that's where we can sort of we're helping them out, showing them that we've still got product and we're still here to help out. That's one of the main things that people are finding crashing into at the moment.
Excellent. Now, we were talking before about companies spending way too much money, and a lot of companies don't even realize that they're losing huge amounts of money because of old lighting designs, old lighting technology. Could you give us an insight into how these businesses are losing money because of old technology?
Yeah, they definitely are. And it's really through sort of specified projects and an old way of thinking of, one person designs it, they've got a, this is the product they've used before, and this is the one that must be used on the project. And really, technology is just constantly getting better and better, new stuff coming out every day, where you could have used, say, 4 lights in a factory, you only need to use 2 now to light that space, just for an example. So through value engineering and sort of redesigning, recalculating it for our clients, we can really see the change in actual costs of fittings going down as well, as requirement of actual fittings to achieve the same sort of level, which goes on down through the ranks on the electrician's part being less, and obviously the builder as well.
So you're saying that in the past they've used 4 lights, so that quadruples their cost. Every time you've got to replace it, you've got to replace 4. But now you're saying that the job that used to be done with 4 can now be done with 2. Does this save them money on electricity, on repairs? What type of savings can they see?
Yeah, absolutely. And this is where going from an old halogen fitting, for instance, to a LED is a huge cost saving. So where you could use 400 watts, for instance, you can use 2, halving their actual power bills on those fittings and taking 2 of those completely away. So it's just a huge saving to the client, and then to the electrician on their installs and whatnot.
You want to save money?
Of course.
How much you want to save?
A lot of money. We used to live in Australia, I think back in 2014, and I know that the electricity bills in Australia is really, really expensive. So it's a really good information that you're sharing. By using the new technology can save those company a lot of money. Yeah.
You know, a lot of companies through times like this, they just can't increase their amount of sales, but they can definitely reduce their cost of goods sold. And recently, you've helped one of your clients save $100,000. That's huge. Can you give us an insight of how you're able to save your client $100,000?
Yeah. So that was a project for a very big truck company in Perth. Recently, just redid their project, and they basically came to a halt because of the budget. They had the building up, they had a lot of things ready to go, and suddenly came to a halt because they were, I think it was $200,000 over budget, just on the lighting package. So they sort of changed a few things, managed to save another 100 grand. Then came to me and just asked for us to sort of relook at their product, have a look at what they were using and where they can save on products used and amount of product used, which we then went in there and changed it all up, value engineered it, and actually ended up saving them $100,000, like you say. I'm very pleased with.
Anybody would be happy with an extra 100,000. I know my wife, if I put an extra $100,000 into pockets. So for the ladies who are listening to this, if you want an extra $100,000, make sure you tell your husbands to go and speak to Damon, because if he puts an extra $100,000 in your husband's pocket, you can buy all the Louis Vuitton handbags, you can buy the Gucci sunglasses, you can get the new 5 Series BMW, as long as you got the money. So in terms of lighting, and we've had this conversation before, and I really didn't think about it too much, but you said that in every organization, lighting impacts everybody. Why is the choice of lighting so important to companies in this day and age? Why is it so important?
Yeah, it really has a huge impact on actual, I think they've done quite a few studies lately of, bright light and different color temperatures and different things like that really affect people's moods. And actually can create a vibe and a feeling in an office, which is a lot nicer and more enjoyable. And it just has quite a large impact, not just your savings, not just all of that better light quality, but actually affecting people's attention and everything like that, which is great for an office.
So I used to work in Commonwealth Bank, and I remember they had these long fluorescent tubes, and they used to flicker over the top of my head. And I thought I was going to have an anxiety attack because it was just this flickering. And as you mentioned that, it kind of makes sense to me how it did impact my mood. I've also been in other places where the lighting is so bright that it feels like my eyes are getting burned.
No, I just think about one thing. When we used to live in Dubai, every weekend we will go to Carrefour. And Daniel will tell me, can we just not go into Carrefour because those lighting at Carrefour is like bright white and just make him feel very panicked. Like once he walk in, he's just like, oh, can we just get out here as soon as possible?
The ceiling was really high, but the bright lights was so bright. It was like I was getting abducted, like from an alien UFO ship. And I used to freak out. I used to curse. I used to swear because it was too bright. And I just felt that I had to get out of there. Am I the only one, or are there other people like me who are going through the same thing?
Oh, absolutely. No, it's such a thing. Like we talk color temperatures from warm whites to medical white or cool white, and if you go putting a medical white inside of your house or in a shopping center, something like that, it's not the right color temperature and it's not the right vibe for that area. In a house you want it warm, you want it sort of homely sort of environment, so you go with the softer colors, and then in in like a shopping centre, like you say, you've got to get the right actual level of light, which is what we offer. Free, full lighting designs, calculations to represent what's actually going to be seen inside of that area, which you can make sure you're getting the correct light level. And then, yeah.
I've seen this, and I've spoken to business owners, and they fit out their shop, and then they go to eBay. And they go to eBay because they're going to save a couple of dollars on lights. But with what you're saying here is if they choose the wrong lighting, it could actually drive the customers away. It's like me, I don't want to go to Carrefour because it's too bright, so I'm not going to spend my money there. So perhaps businesses across the country, they're going to get cheap lighting, but it might be impacting their profitability and their bottom line. Is that a possibility?
Yeah, absolutely. It's something we come across a lot as a brand that comes in at a sort of a middle range product of price wise, but with a high quality. We come into this issue quite often because someone's gone to eBay, like you say, they've picked up a house full of downlights, and 3 of them aren't working, 2 of them are flashing, just stupid things like that. And they have to come through and they have to replace the entire lot because, it's so different. The light is different to what they previously purchased. And like you say, in an office, if it's flashing or something like that, it's a huge turn off for your customers coming in, especially for an electrical business or a builder. One of your clients walks in and wants you to do a project and you've got lights not working and one's flickering and got a disco out the back. Well, no one's going to really want to, they're not going to trust you with their lighting.
100%. So, we're in turbulent times now. What are some practical ideas that you can share with our followers and friends so that they can increase their profit margins and reduce their cost of goods sold? What are your top 3 words of advice in today's market?
Yeah, 3 quick things. Lighting design, D&Cs, value engineering, and switching to LED are your best options to decrease your cost and also improve customer satisfaction as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're running a business, if you want to reduce the cost of goods sold in turbulent times, make sure you reach out to Damon and his team there at Nedlands Group. Now, you can go to their website, which is www.nedlandsgroup.com.au, and make sure you ask for Damon McEwen. So, Damon, thanks for coming in and sharing your ideas. Stay safe through COVID-19, and we'll talk to you again soon. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks, Daniel.
Have a wonderful day.
You too. See you later.